Hey there, friends, it's Brian, and on today's episode, we're going to talk about the 5 things you don't do at a comic book store. So stick around, the water's warm, and we're going to have a good time while dropping a little bit of knowledge. See you in a couple of seconds. We're at my favorite comic book store, Legends Comics and Games, and we are here to show and remind you guys what to do and not to do in the comic book store while you're visiting. So come on and let's go check it out. That looks really good. Yeah. I've been waiting for this one.
And that will be 1836. All right.
Excuse me, sir. I know you're enjoying the book, but could I ask that you either pay for that one first? You could actually damage the book by reading it out in the front like this.
But I'm enjoying my book.
And I'm really glad that you actually are. But if you end up putting that book back, it may end up damaged when it hits the shelf, and then we wouldn't be able to sell it. So if you wouldn't mind paying for the book first before reading it, that'd be great.
Okay, my bad. I can do that. Thank you for telling me.
No problem, dude. I urge you not to bend the books. That'll make them completely ineligible to sale.
I'm just looking through the box.
Would you like back buddies?
May I suggest actually being a little bit more with a little bit more finesse. Like you're bending it over the lip of the box will completely damage the books.
I didn't know. I'm so sorry. Okay, I can do that. My bad.
No problem.
Thank you. You're a wonderful day. Robert speaking. How may I help you?
Oh, this is the one I've been looking for. Oh, snap.
You're looking for what?
Sir. Can I really ask that you don't open up the bags and boards for the vintage comics? Definitely not the vintage comics either. It makes it really hard to put them back, especially with the tape. And if the tape gets on them, you could ruin the book.
But this is the one I've been looking for, man. I gotta see if it's whole.
If that's the case, then I definitely ask that you ask for help. One of our cashiers, one of our other one of our other associates can actually help you in opening the case, especially with the supplies, because even the supplies are getting expensive nowadays.
Oh man, I can't look at my books. The books I'm gonna buy anyway.
Oh no, you definitely can. Just make sure you have an associate helping you in opening the books, so that if you decide you don't want it, like if it's not in the condition you say you want it, we could still at least put it back in the proper way.
Well, okay, that's fair. My bad.
No problem.
Thanks.
Now, ma'am?
Yeah. Go ahead, man. Go ahead. My bad.
No problem.
Just looking at the comic books, and I didn't know. All right, we are in the back half of the store, the business back, I like to say. I'm over here with the store proprietor and owner, Derek Oyama, and we're going to go ahead and talk about the business side of things and what I was doing as the customer. I think it's important that the newbies know, and sometimes the veterans, they forget a little bit. I think it's a great reminder to be respectful and to be respectful of others. So I'm going to turn it over to my man Derek. I'm going to ask him some questions. Hey Derek, how you doing?
Good, good. I'm glad we could have fun with this today.
Oh, hey, it was a pleasure to do that. Did we miss anything while we were filming?
I think we got all of what we could get with interactions for the list that we had come up with, because you had asked me to come up with 5 things that I could think of off the top of my head of things that shouldn't be done in any type of comic book store or collectible store. First one was no free reading. Don't camp out and start reading the books for free.
Mm-hmm.
It is a business. Shops need to sell the product.
Right.
It's not a library. That was one. Definitely don't damage and manhandle the product because somebody else may want to buy it. And if it's damaged, it can't be sold.
Right.
That's another big one. And asking for help, and like you said, just showing respect to the business. If you need help or access to examining the interiors of books, to ask for help. Don't just help yourself. It's like if you go to a restaurant, you're not going to just go walk to the kitchen and grab yourself a plate of food.
Definitely, most definitely.
The other 2 things that we had talked about that we really couldn't capture on film is parents with little ones that bringing their little kids into a store.
Oh yeah.
Making sure that they keep an eye on their children. It's easy to get caught up with all the cool stuff in the store and forget where you are, what you're doing. But yes, kids, it's not their fault. They're curious. They want to look at the bright colors. They see toys. They want to open up packages. And again, when that happens to merchandise, a lot of times in a collectible business, it's not sellable once it's open.
No kidding. And you bring up a great point with that. Thank you for sharing that.
And the last one, talking with other comic book retailers across the whole country, because I've traveled quite a bit, going to shows and conventions and meeting dealers all the way out to the East Coast, and even some from Canada. One of the biggest challenges for a comic shop owner is customers that have pull boxes that don't pick up their books. Because that's money that the business has put out to order product that a customer has committed to purchase, and when they don't come and purchase it, it's lost money. It's lost revenue. That's very hard to recoup. And that's probably the biggest downfall for a lot of comic businesses.
How much would you say on the average other store owners could lose up to?
I've heard in the thousands of dollars of people not picking up their stuff.
Wow.
And as well as I do, a comic has, if you're lucky, 2 to 3 week shelf life. And beyond that, it becomes dead product.
Sure. Now, all good and thoughtful things to consider when you walk into, your local LCS, So I would like to thank you for giving me this chance to go ahead and do something fun. Yet, that's needed, for the newbies out there and for the old timers who, just kind of get into their ways and they're just not thinking,
Again, when you just get immersed with all this cool product and the atmosphere, it's easy to forget where you are and just become that little kid again, the kid in the candy store.
Definitely. Well, thank you for your time. This was a great shoot, and we'll talk some more later.
Absolutely. It was a lot of fun. Let's do more of these.
So I would like to thank my boy, Derek Oyama and Dominique Peters, who was on the register yesterday, and for helping me out shoot this really fun video. It was great. We had a great time, and I hope you guys get something out of it because, hey, sometimes we forget and sometimes we don't know. Also, I wanted to say a quick sorry to you guys out there, my fans. I was late with it this week only because I just recently had a back procedure done that was
needed. That was needed, and I needed some time to rest. But from now on, we're gonna go ahead and get back on schedule, doing it weekly. So with that said, thank you for watching. I hope you had some fun. Stay tuned to the very end. We got a little outtake for you guys. All right, peace, and keep searching for those comic books. They're out there.
Boy! No, dude, no.
What happened? What did I do?
You're gonna sit here and bend the books? No. A little bit more finesse. You gotta do with one finger, like this. See?
Okay.